break it. He is going to bring peace to a turbulent situation, get Israel to sign a peace treaty, a covenant, and the whole time His words are going to be smoother than butter. War is going to be in His heart, and He's going to have they're going to be drawn swords and so forth. Don't turn there. But in Matthew chapter 24, verse 6, Jesus warns against wars and rumors of war. So into this turbulent situation that's occurring here comes this guy who's going to make what? Peace. But his whole motive for peace is to do what? Destroy Israel. And so he is going to bring peace here. So during the gap, at the end of the 69th week, and before the 70th week begins, there's going to be war or some sort of conflict that this individual is going to step in, and through his platform of peace and flattery and so forth, like we just looked at, he is going to bring stability to that situation. Temporarily. Daniel chapter 9, look at verse 27. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for how long? 1 week. And in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease, and for the overspreading of what? Abominations, he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined shall be poured out upon the desolate. In Daniel chapter 9, verse 27, in the midst of these wars, the man of sin is going to step forth and broker a peace agreement between Israel and her enemies. In this sign, it is this signing of the covenant that starts the prophetic clock ticking again to the end of the remaining time period of the 70 weeks. It is that event that begins the so-called 7-year period of tribulation. The temple is going to be rebuilt, and the sacrificial system is going to be reinstituted according to verse 27. And in the midst of the week, after 3.5 years, the man of sin will then show and demonstrate his true what? Colors. Notice verse 27. Again, and he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, and in the midst of what? In the midst of that last 7-year time period, after 3.5 years, okay, in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to what? Now let me ask you a question. Is the temple standing right now? So what is one of the things that has to occur before these verses can be fulfilled? The temple has to be what? It has to be rebuilt. And he's going to cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. Then notice what it says. And for the overspreading of abominations. We're going to read about something in the next study about the abomination of what? When does the abomination of desolation occur? In the middle of what? So the first 3.5 years, he is the man of sin. He is the seed of the serpent. He comes out of the third division of Alexander the Great's empire. The Bible identifies him as being an Assyrian in origin and nationality. He assumes power through a platform of peace and by subduing all of those nations under his authority. And he does it through a peaceful platform of which he's going to turn his back on, break that covenant with the nation of Israel halfway through that tribulation. The Antichrist has a clear 2-part career. Come with me, get 2 passages, Revelation chapter 6 and Revelation chapter 13. Revelation chapter 6. And this will be elaborated on in the next study. Revelation chapter 6, look at verse 1. Revelation 6, verse 1. And I saw the Lamb open one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder, and one of the 4 beasts saying, Come and see. And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to what? That's the man of sin at the beginning of the beginning. He goes out to conquer and establish his what? Dominion. Go to chapter 13, look at verse 1. Revelation 13, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And on his horns And on his horns were 10 crowns. And upon his heads were the name of blasphemy, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. Isn't that interesting? What were the beasts there in chapter 7 of Daniel? And his mouth was the mouth of a lion. Notice, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great what? Authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to the death, and his deadly wound was healed. Who is it that gives this guy his authority? The dragon. Who's the dragon? Revelation chapter 12 defines the dragon as who? Satan. At the beginning of the tribulation, he is the man of sin, the Assyrian, who through the platform of peace establishes this world, this 10 confederated empire. In the midst of the week, as we'll see in the next study, he's going to change. Now, there's one more thing that I want to mention to you.